For the impromptu speech, I was given the topic, I am a famous sports player. Describe your best moment of a game. If I was a famous sports player, it'd probably be for bowling. Bowling is a sport where the objective is to knock down as many pins as possible during a 10-round game. Each round is called a frame. During each frame, you have the option to knock down a maximum of 10 pins. You knock these pins down by rolling a weighted ball down a long wooden alley towards the pins. The pins are displayed in a triangle fashion at the end of the alley. On either side of the alley, there are grooves called gutters. If your ball gets stuck in the gutter, then you lose that half of that particular frame. You get 0 points. Each frame allows a player 2 tries to hit as many pins as possible. If you get all 10 pins the first try, then you move on to the next frame. Bowling balls are all of different weight, colors, and patterns. Usually the lightest weight that you can find would be a 5-pound ball. This is typically used for small children when they bowl. Typically the highest weighted ball you can find is around 16 pounds. The different weights are used to create different types of throws in order to get the ball to roll in a particular way. Light balls can be used for speed, heavier balls can be used for curving, for a curve throw. Most professional bowlers have their own ball for the style that they are best at throwing. If you knock all 10 pins down the first time you throw the ball, it's called a strike. If you leave up 2 pins on either side of the triangle, it's called a split. And if you knock down all the pins, but it takes you 2 throws, it's called a spare. Each pin is worth 1 point. If you get a spare, you get 10 points. If you get a strike, it's a little more complicated. If you get a strike, then the next frame is worth double. So if you get a strike in your first frame and then a strike in your second frame, rather than having 20 points, you have 30 points. The best moment of the game for me would be, I guess, at the end of the game during the last frame. The last frame, if you roll a strike, then you get 2 more throws, and if you roll strikes in all 3, then you get a bonus score of 30, which is how you would get to 300 points. 300 points is the highest possible score in bowling. It seems easy, but it's a little harder to achieve than you would think, as the lanes are oiled, which makes it a little bit more difficult to keep the ball going where you want it to. I mean, this is a hard thing to do for even the most experienced bowlers, especially in competition, which is why it would be the best moment of the game for me.